Hello, everyone, and welcome back into another episode of the Bet On Me podcast. It's Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. I am your host, Daniel Perkins. Let's get right into it. So, guys, last night we had Providence plus 4.5. It's pretty much the only bet we had last night. Had an inside source give me that pick, and, I went with it. And, I'm not going to hate on him. I'm going to keep riding with him, because the guy knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He's on the ins and outs of college basketball way more than I am, so definitely going to ride with what he says no matter what. Even though we lost last night, it's okay. You don't win them all. That's why it's called gambling, baby. But anyway, shout out to the source out there that gave us that pick last night, enjoying the game there in Providence. Sometimes it just goes like that. And it was close there at the end, It was. Sometimes they just don't go the way you want them to go. But getting last night's bet out of the way, let's just go ahead and talk about some NBA games tonight. There's a couple on the night that I would probably take a look at here. You got the Spurs playing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Spurs favored 7.5 points. I'd probably take the Spurs on the points there. Also tonight we got the Bulls playing the Kings. I'd probably go with the Bulls -5 on that one. And Brooklyn is playing New York tonight. Now, at New York, I'd probably take Brooklyn on the money line. They're plus 140. They're dogs tonight. They're plus 3.5 on the point spread. So I'm going to go Brooklyn on the money line tonight. And I think Boston bounces back against the Pistons and they get a win. I think they cover 13 points easy. I don't think Detroit stands a chance against them. And I think the Hawks beat the Magic. I think they cover 6 points tonight. NBA is kind of hitting that part of the season right now where you got a lot of injuries, a lot of key players are out. And we had some trades. We had some huge trades go on. Everybody, of course, knows the Ben Simmons, James Harden trade and how Ben Simmons, what he said about, being in Philadelphia and what Harden said about being in Brooklyn and what was said about Harden by management. Management said that every time plays would be called for Durant, Harden would roll his eyes, and he wanted a more ball ISO-centric offense as opposed to Kevin Durant wanting to move the ball around and let it be a free-falling offense. So you got differentiating opinions right there on that, which I kind of thought it wouldn't work when they went in there together. I didn't think Harden would be able to play with KD because Harden seems like he thinks he's bigger than anybody else, and that's just my opinion on him. I hate his step back. I can't stand his beard. I wish he'd shave it. I'm not a Harden fan. I'm really not. I haven't been at all. Everybody says he's great, and, he's one of the greatest scorers of all time. Yeah, when you get to walk and take 3 steps to step back over here. Got text messages coming in over here. Anyway, yeah, not the biggest James Harden fan. Those are my picks for tonight. Those are who I kind of like in the NBA. Like I said, tonight's slate's really not that great. There's only a couple that stand out. The Spurs getting the win, the Bulls getting the win, Brooklyn getting a win on the money line, plus 140, and Boston getting the win. I think Boston covers against Detroit, and then Atlanta. I think Atlanta gets the win and they cover. We got some NHL tonight. We're going to go ahead and get right into the NHL. We've got the Minnesota Wild versus the Winnipeg Jets. I'd go ahead and take the Jets at home there, plus money, plus 116. I think the book's trying to trick you there into thinking the Wild are going to get a win because the Wild are pretty good on the road, but I think the Jets get it done on the money line there, plus 116. We got the Florida Panthers taking on the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. I'm thinking the Florida Panthers are going to get the win tonight because Florida, if you've been listening to the podcast any this year or past, last year, you would know that I think Florida's going to win it all this year. I got the Florida Panthers winning this game tonight. I'd take them on the money line. It's minus 102 against the Hurricanes. I just think the Panthers go in there and get it done tonight. Also, the Anaheim Ducks are taking on the Calgary Flames. The Ducks are coming in plus 176 on the money line. Calgary Flames minus 215 on the money line. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Ducks plus 1.5 pucks tonight. I don't think they win, but I think they keep it close enough to at least where it's, a decent game. And also in that Calgary Flame Anaheim Ducks game, I would go take the over in the total there of 5.5 pucks slapped into the net tonight. I really think that's going to happen. It just seems like that's a little low total there, 5.5. I think it could easily go to 6. And we got the Colorado Avalanche up against the Vegas Golden Knights at home. Vegas Golden Knights plus 104 on the money line. You got the Colorado Avalanche coming in minus 125 on the money line. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take the Colorado Avalanche minus 125. Colorado comes in sometimes and they've surprised me when I've picked against them. The 2 times that I picked against the Colorado Avalanche, they have blown out their opponents. So I'm going with them this go around. The total on that one is 6.5, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, man, this one's going to be high scoring, and it could be. It's probably going to be one-sided. Either way, I'm going to go with Colorado in that one. Rounding out all the hockey picks tonight for the full slate of hockey. You guys know I love doing the hockey picks here. We're all about it. Now, we also got Winter Olympics going on. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the Winter Olympics. Shaun White didn't medal on his last ever run in the Olympics, so that's pretty sad. The snowboarder Shaun White, he didn't get a medal. I do a little skateboarding in my recreational time, so I keep up with the X Games and the sports like that. But it's not nothing we're really going to talk about on here. I just wanted to get that out there that Shaun White is a notable mention in the sports world, and it's his last time competing in the Olympics, and he did not medal. It's a bummer, but it happens. And Shaun White had a great career, and Olympic career that is, and I'm just glad that he got the opportunity to go back over there and try again. I know it happens every 4 years, so if you're like 35 now, the next time it rolls around, you'll be a little bit closer to 40. It's a little harder, and then after that, you're done. So Olympic athletes only get so many shots at it, and it's cool to win them when you do, but couldn't get it done this time, and that's all right. Big ups to Shaun White. Really proud of what he did, holding it down over there, representing USA. Winter Olympics are great. I love the Winter Olympics. Right now, we actually have a game going on between Sweden and Canada. Just tipped off here. Puck just dropped. Not tipped off. The puck just dropped, though. It's men's ice hockey. So we got Sweden and Canada just started. Looks like it's a pick 'em right now at minus a half a point. Minus 113 both sides as the game has started. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard there. We got Finland and Slovakia playing Thursday. And let's see. It looks like Canada and USA are playing at 11 o'clock tonight. That's women's ice hockey. So we got women's ice hockey tonight. USA, Canada, 11 o'clock. It's looking like it's a pick'em. A half a point on both sides. We got Canada minus 205 and the USA plus 164. Give me USA all day. Drop a bill on it. Don't even worry about it. Let's go USA. Let's go America. Let's take it home. Let's beat those Canadians, and let's win some gold medals up here in the ice. You know what I'm saying, guys? Now, as far as the Genesis Invitational, guys, football's over. Football's over. We're going to be talking about every sport there is now. I mean, anything that's going on, we're going to be talking about. Which takes us to the PGA Tour, the Genesis Invitational. Right now, the leader is John Ram at plus 950. Right behind him is Patrick Cantlay and Justin Thomas rounding out. Dustin Johnson is plus 1,500, and Roy McIlroy is plus 2,000. So, not really sure about who I want to take in that one. I do know that it's going to be a good round. We've got a lot of, there's a lot. Bubba Watson's like plus 4,000. I mean, Jordan Spieth plus 46. I mean, this is just nuts, guys. You got to get in and get on here and at least pick somebody. I'll go ahead and tell you this. It's probably not going to be one of the top 5 guys right here. It's probably not, because usually the people that win these are other people. I'd go with Rory on this one maybe. The Genesis, I know he usually plays good in it, so we might be able to sneak a win out with Rory here at plus 2,000. I mean, I don't know. We could try. We could put a bill on that and see what happens. But we're going to have to look into that just a little bit more. But don't forget that Genesis Invitational is out there. And guys, we got an odds boost tonight over on the FanDuel Sports app. You guys know that if you listen to me, I exclusively use FanDuel. If there's anybody else out there who wants to, come on, sponsor the show, being exclusive to the show, that would be great. But for right now, we're using FanDuel. And over on FanDuel, they have an odds boost tonight. The Calgary Flames, Colorado Avalanche, both to win. Plus 230. Now, see, I don't think the Flames. I don't think the Flames are going to get that win. So I wouldn't go against that boost. That is the boost for hockey tonight. That is the only boost right now that FanDuel is posted. So yeah, I would get back on a little bit later and check the other apps and see what's going on with all that. So yeah, that's probably the show today, guys. I mean, not a lot going on in the sports world. We got some hockey, we got some basketball, and we got some Winter Olympics going on. But other than that, guys, it's kind of slowed down until we hit baseball here and we get into March Madness, and I can't wait to get into that one. Can't wait to have the guest on for all that one. Guys, that's been the podcast. I'm so glad that you guys listen. I'm so glad that you guys enjoy listening. I'm so glad and thankful for everyone that downloads and subscribes and likes the podcast on all the platforms it's available. Guys, this has been Wednesday's episode of the Bet On Me podcast. We will be back Friday with another episode. Now we're only doing 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget, podcast drops anytime during the day. Sometimes it's late, sometimes it's early. But guys, like I said, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time. But don't forget that you can't win if you don't bet. All right, so you got to go out there and you got to go get those damn bets in. All right, let's have a good Wednesday.